And so we call it culture. Ja?
Alright.
Ist ein Theater, ja? Da ist eine Bühne, a stage, ja?
Alright.
The actors, they come on the stage, they play something from the past, from perhaps Shakespeare, perhaps Molière, perhaps something from the period we live in right now. And the audience is watching, making an impression for themselves, and then they applaud, and then they go home. Maybe they have a little drink in the bar before they go home.
Right. You know, Mrs. Pöpelschultz, I have to admit that I'm not really sure that the children will like this.
Why not?
Well, it's not that the theater is bad. It's kind of the show itself.
What's about the shows that you think?
Well, I mean, there was a lot of violence in the show.
The violence is a part of the life.
Well, yes, but they're children.
Yes, but they have to be prepared.
Well, sure, but...
So you don't want to have a cotton child, yeah? Then they go out to the world and people are just nibbling on them like little animals, eating them like cotton, like candy cotton from the circus. No, you want your child to be made of Eisen, yeah? Eisen. Beton, weißt du, iron.
Well, you know, I also want them to have fun.
They have fun. Sometimes they participate in the combats on the stage.
Right. Mrs. Pöpelschultz.
It's Pöpelschultz mit an Umlaut.
Pöpelschultz.
Pöpelschultz.
Listen, I appreciate that you brought me here because I was nervous about this, but now that I've seen this show, I can't I can't let you bring my children to this.
I wrote this play.
Sorry?
I wrote this play.
You wrote this play.
I wrote it.
Why would you write such a violent, horrific story for children?
Because I have been maintaining children for most of my life, and one thing that I noticed is that children, they do have the passion to fight each other. They want to kill, you know, and they want to be a little nasty. Sometimes they want to get caught, to get a little spanky on the tush. Aber what I have noticed is that this is a way for them to express something that is very human, which is violence. And if we oppress this violence in the children, they go up to snap other people in public places. But if we share this violence in the early stages of the childhood, then everything is going to be okay when they grow up to be normal human beings. Because as children, they have to go after antelopes, but there's no antelopes now.
Mrs. Pöpelschultz.
Pöpelschultz.
When I interviewed you and you applied for this position, you maybe didn't really make it clear to me your position on violence within the children. You see, because I've been trying to teach little Charlotte Eliza not to be violent, you see, because I find that when she uses her words and expresses herself, then there's no need for the violence.
No, the words are bullshit. Words are nothing. Words is when you try to negotiate and you say, darling, don't do this because this is not good for everybody, because daddy feels like it's not ungenehm for him. And you know what I say for that is, fuck it. Children are like dogs. You don't negotiate with a dog. You say, sit, or up.
Mrs. Pöpelschultz, I'm sorry. I cannot allow you to compare my children to dogs. You have now crossed the line.
Are they not small, the children?
Well, yes, they're children. By definition, children are small.
Are they not fluffy?
Well, I do admit that Charlotte Eliza does have curly hair, just like me.
Is she not making messy when she eat?
Well, everyone makes messy when they eat.
I don't. Are they not poopy everywhere? And
see, there's the mistake. I thought when you said messy that meant poopy. But now I see it was the, okay,
it's
right.
Two different things.
No,
eating and poopy.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
No, they're not the same. And thankfully. But nonetheless, yes, children make messy and they also make poopy.
Dogs too.
Yes.
This is why I say, at this point, you know, a dog is like a 3-year-old child with his brain. They are the same, they are similar. They need to have the same structure and the same rules. Yes, yes, no, no, go fuck yourself. But I'm not going to talk like this because I'm civilized.
Well, they're...
Sit up, go, bring, fight, sit, relax, breathe, eat, poo. It's okay. Listen, I understand I met very liberal women like you a lot in my life. I have to say this. I have some sort of compassion for people like you who think that the world is a lullaby with unicorns, einhorns and rainbows. But nein, this is not the case. We must prepare them for the fight. You know, global warming and also the climate change. They are going to have to fight for the antelope. I prepare them for that.
They're not going to fight antelope to make the ozone layer come back,
Because
Mrs. Pöpelschultz.
No, of course not. They're going to try to survive. Because the surrounding, like we know, it is over.
Mrs. Pöpelschultz, I was kind of hoping for like a little puppet show with like a princess and a dragon, and then the dragon and the princess would fall in love, and the dragon would pick up the princess, and they'd move to a castle, and they'd have fun swimming in their pool, and then at the end everyone would be happy, you know. And now that I'm learning more about your philosophy on life, Mrs. Pöpelschultz, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to say that I don't think I can allow you to see the children anymore.
It's okay. It's okay. Now, do you see that the actors, they leave the props? There's a sword, and there's a knife, and there's also a little bit of a wig that somebody took off somebody else. Mm-hmm. I want you to go on the stage and you do a little contemporary dance of how you feel about what I said to you.
Mrs. Pöpelschultz, that's highly irregular, and it's just not going to happen.
I don't think it will happen now, but
yeah, no, it's not.
Perhaps
it's not going to happen.
Because we don't have the props
no,
either,
but Mrs. Pöpelschultz, if I get anywhere near that knife, I just might stab you.
Exactly. Let's work from this point.
You're right, I felt anger. I wanted to stab you.
Exactly. Now imagine you could actually stab me in the theatrical way. I don't die. You stab. I fall, bleed, and then after that we go to the bar and have a drink together and go, oh, that was liberating.
Oh, Mrs. Pöpelschultz, maybe you're right.
Yes.
Maybe Charlotte Eliza needs to learn how to stab people.
Maybe humanity needs to learn how to stab each other in the back in a theatrical way.
Oh, Mrs. Pöpelschultz, that moment when you flew down carrying your umbrella in front of our house was the greatest day of our lives.
Now I have to go to the other family, but I will be back. La 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 la,
oh, Mrs. Pöpelschultz.